In last video, we have discussed how to bind GridView using Explorer, C Sharp, and SQL Server. In today's video, we will discuss how to perform update operation using GridView. As you all know, there are so many ways to update the data world. This is one of them. I am starting from very scratch. So first, we will bind GridView on the update page. Actually, I have already written the code because due to this video can go so long. I have already written the code in these pages. This is our SP, this is our design code, this is our code behind code. First, we will copy GridView code and bind the GridView. We can copy this code from employee report page also. So we will copy code from employee report page. First, we will bind the GridView. Just copy this container with the GridView code. Just copy this. Just put it here. Then paste this. Save. And copy these two packages. Paste here. These two packages should be implemented for dataset and SQL connection and SQL command. And copy this connection string path. Paste this. And copy the bind grid method from here. Copy this and just paste down to this. Paste this. This is our method with all employee details. And write this code on the page load. Just copy this and paste here. This method is getting employee details from the database. Here we are checking if data set row count is greater than 0, then we'll make GridView visible true, else we will make GridView visible false. If we are getting row count greater than 0, then we will bind GridView, else we will not bind GridView, we will only make it visible false. Just run the project and let's see what happens. Now as you can see, this is our employee update page with two employee details. Now we will add another template field in GridView to make a link button to perform update operations. In this link button, we will set ID and a name in command arguments, because by this we will update our records. So first remove this. Actually, I have already written the code, so I will just copy from here. This is our template fields. Just copy this and paste here. This is our template fields. Now let's see what it looks. This is our update column and this is our link button. This is link button ID. Course validation false means there is no validation will work on this button. And command argument we have set two columns ID and name with comma, because by these fields we will update our record. And this is your command name. Edit grid data, you can change here if you want to, there is no problem. Just save all. Now next step is we will write on row command equal to create new event and just save all. In this row command, we will check our buttons command name and then we will open the fields to update the record of an employee. So we will copy on row command code from here. This is our code. Just copy this and paste here. This is showing an error because we have not implemented a method here. Just forget about that. Focus on this. This is our command name, edit grid data. This is our command name and this is our argument. In this argument we have id and name with comma. On row command method we will split arguments y comma and set id in argument 0. We are splitting here. In argument 0 we are getting an id and we are converting this convert dot to int 32 because id is an integer, and in name we are converting this to string and getting it in argument 1. Now I hope you are getting these lines, what these lines is doing here. Now we will create a get employee details method to get the data from SQL Server database of a single employee with ID, because we need a single employee details with ID to update a single employee code. Now we will create a method to fetch the single employee code by ID which we pass. To create this method, first we need to change or alter our store procedure because we need a record of a single employee based on his or her ID. So first we will change our store procedure. This is our table, this is our database, and now we will add another action. Add the action equal to select employee with ID. We are creating this because we need a single employee details with ID. With ID begin and end. So as you can see, this is our ID parameter. You need to set ID parameter here because we need a ID parameter from ASP.NET, because we need to pass a ID, then we will get data from SQL Server and then we will store this in a level and we will then update by this ID. So first we will get single employee code by this ID. So just copy this line from here, copy and then paste, select ID, name, fname, salary, user ID, password from registration, where ID is equal to @ID. This is our ID. Make this null because it should not affect any other commands. So ensure that make this null. Select ID, name, name, salary, user ID, password from employee station, where ID equal to this ID. Rewrite this ID. Just alter this procedure. Alter. Now our procedure is ready. We need a ID parameter because we will set this ID null because this should be not affect older command that we have written already have written. Now we will add another action. Select employee ID and select employees with ID. and add the code, and then will give us the single employee code based on the ID. Now we will create a method for to get the data from SQL server. Just create a method, this method, because this method will take the record on a or based on a single ID. So just copy this from here, just copy this and paste here. Now this is our method. We are taking integer LBL IDs. It can be another name, but no problem with this. We are passing ID here, ID as a parameter. So this is our integer type, integer LBL ID, and we are also passing integer ID here. If we will pass name here, then this will show an error because this is string and this is our integer. So this should be same. So remove this, save all. So now our employee get employee details method. In this employee method, we have filling an ID. This ID in a property, but till now we have not created a class. So first copy the class from here. Just copy this. Now our class will be created here. Now this is our class. Public class employee registration ID name fname cell user ID and password. Now this is showing an error because till now we have not created a reference of the class. So now first we will create a reference of the class here. Obj wall equals to new, paste. Now our reference is ready. Now this is not showing an error because in this ID field, class ID field, we are passing this ID. Now in this property we are filling this ID. Now we will create a method because this method will take a data from SQL Server database with an ID. Now we will create another method here. Just copy this from here. Just copy this and paste this. This method is similar to our employee report page method, but the only difference is add the ID parameter because we are getting the data of a single employee here, not all the employees data. And another difference is we are passing this action. This action is taking the data of a single employee based on his or her ID. We will pass ID here and we will pass class object here because in this class we have already filled ID value from here and we are passing this object here. So this ID will go here from this object. Now I hope you can understand this. There is not a big issue. Now we will make a grid view. We will make a div with update row ID name. Now our method is ready. This method is ready. Here we will check our data set. Has row count is greater than 0. or not. If our dataset row count is greater than 0, then we'll open a div name update row, and we will make it visual true if row count is 0 greater than 0. If row count is greater than not greater than 0 or equal to 0, then we will make it false, because in this grid view we will create a fields to update the records. So first create a div here, class equal to container id equals to update, sorry, id equals to update row, copy. This can be another name, there is no problem with this. This can be another name, there is no problem. Row run article to server, make this visual false by default, because we don't want to see this. Just copy this, save this. Now as you can see, there is no error here. Now we will need a id to update a record, so we will store a id in a level which will be by default false. So first we need a fields to update the records, so we can copy this from employee registration page, or we can copy this from here. So just copy these fields, because I have already written the code. Just copy this from here, we can copy this here. This is not a, just copy this, just copy this, and I will just paste this here. Now you can see, actually this is not copied yet, this should be copied from here. I will tell you what's going on, there is no problem with this. Just copy this and just paste here. So I just remove this, paste this. Now I will tell you what's going on here. Actually I have created a div with update row and making it visual false, because we don't want to see on the page load, because we don't want to see this on the page load. And we are making here employee name label, and then text box, and for the name label and label for the name text box, and salary, and then the text box salary, and user id and password. And keeping in mind that remove this text mode equal to password, because why this we cannot get text here. I will show you why. Just control Z that. I will remove this after some time. Now this code is same as employee registration page. The only difference is that only this level LBL ID visual false. Actually we are making this visual false because we don't want to see this on the page. We will only use this level to store the ID. That's why we are making this visual false. In this level we will store ID, not to show, only to use. This is our id, this is our id. In this level we will store this id we are getting from here. This id will store in this level. There is no use to show. We will only use this id to update the codes, and these all are the fields to show on the page. Now I hope you are getting this. LBL ID will false, we are storing this ID here. and name and fname and salary and user ID and password we are storing in these fields from database. From this command we are getting the data here. This id is only for update. Now our this method is ready. Now see what happens. Now rerun the project. There is an error. Okay, not a big issue. Let's see what is going on here. Now we need to make two buttons here because in a page registration page we have a button submit, but now we need to update a record, so we will make a btn update here and btn cancel. This is error is getting because on click event there is no on click event on this page here. As you can see, there is no click event, so just remove it and create new event and save all. Just remove it and create new event and save all. Now there should not be an error here. Now it's still showing an error. Actually rerun the project. Let's see what happens. Yes, there is no error. Now I will tell you step by step what is going on here. If I will click here, look at that, data is getting from here. If I will click on this button, I will click on this GridView button, then command goes here and I will make it breakpoint here and I will show you what's going on. Let's rerun the project. Actually rerun. Okay, so click on that button. Now I will make this here. Now let's see, press F10. Arguments, as you can see in argument they are 1 and boot missing are coming because I have clicked on this record, boot missing record. So now this will be in our array. Now it's still null. Now get this now in 0 we have 1, in 1 we have boot missing. Now in our id is 1, now our name is a name is boot missing. Now press F11 and go to this method. Now we are passing 1 because it is getting id 1 from here. Now we are passing id here and we are creating a data set object and press F11. Now we are here, we are in this method, and as you can see here, there is filling id 1. Filling id 1. Now come to under this method, connection created, connection open, and press F11, and now we are filling the data set. As you can see, there is single record is getting from SQL server. Now our data set is filled. As you can see, there is a data set. It is filled with a record. Now it will go yes row count 1 and this will make it a visible false, and as you can see in this label we have id 1. We have not implemented we have not used this id till now. We are storing here only for updation purpose, not for showing. So employee name would be father name organization and registered salary and user id and password. Press F5. Now as you can see, data is filled, single employee code is filled here. Just debug and delete all breakpoints. Yes, delete all breakpoints. Okay, now our employee records is filled with this id. As you can see, this is our second record. Now we will write the update button code. Till now we have what we have done. We have done this. Now step by step. Firstly, we have created a grid view. Okay, then we have created a template fields here, and we are getting id and name in the grid view from this method. In data bind grid employee grid view method, we are filling the grid view, and in this we have id and name. In command arguments and command name edit grid bind that, then we have written on row command event. In on row command events, then on row command events, so we have written this code. We are splitting data here, and we have created this method. Then again this method, in this method we are getting data from this method. Y and employee data with id. This is our method, and we are passing id here, and then select employee with id and filling this data in the text boxes. And this is, we are not using this till now. We will use this in updation. Now we will write the updation code. To write the update code, we will copy the code from here because video can go so long. So we will copy the code from here. We have already written the code for the updation, so just copy this from here, copy and then paste this, copy this, paste this. So first in this we are making some validations text boxes because blank value should not be entered by the user. And now keeping in mind that id should be filled, because if we will not use id for updation, then all the records can be updated at a time. So we will fill the id from this text box, this level, sorry. We will make the id from this level. This is our level. Now we are using this level. We are storing the id in this level and filling the name, fname, cell, user id, password, and we have already created object of this class. You can see this is our object, and we are filling our id, name, salary, and all the details here. Now data is filled into properties. Now we will create a method just like employee registration method with the other details. Actually, we will create a update employee data with the id method. We will take this in a string because this is returning a string as output. Okay, now for this method we need to first alter the procedure with a new command. So now we have already written the code for this. Just copy the code from here. This is our update action. This is very simple. There is no issue with this. Just paste this. This is our action update, and this is our command employee set register set name equal to name. This name fname cell user id and password. Name fname cell user id and password is coming from ASP.NET, where Please keeping in mind that don't forget to use this id, because without this id all details can be updated at a time. And another thing is that we are returning a parameter set output is equal to updated. You can change this, there is no problem with this. We are returning this parameter as output. After updation there will be a parameter will return updated output. So to do this we will create a method, this method, to update the record. When we click on update button, then we will hit this method to update the record. So we have already created this method. Just copy this. So just copy this operation method. This is our method. This is very similar to our app registration page method. Just copy this. Now this is our method. We are taking string here because this method will return a string. We are setting string application number equal to null. You can set this, there is no problem. This you can set this anything and any name. Output we can set this output as a parameter. There is no problem with this. You can choose any name, but there should be same as here. Or you can abc output. You can set abc output also, but it should be same as here. Now this is our method update employee data with id. This is, we are taking this in string because this method is returning string, and also this command is returning string as a parameter we are using. Now this is our properties fields. In this we have the properties filled with these lines. These lines will fill the properties, and we will pass the object here. And if output is equal to update, then what we will do, we will make the text boxes empty and update row. Update row means this container should be visual false, because after updation we don't want to see this div. We want to see only this grid view after updation. If output is equal to not updated, then we will return record not updated. If output will be returned from the SQL server as updated, then we will show record updated successfully. So now this is our method. In this method we are passing the fields, and then we will go here. This method is returning string, and we are passing here a connection open, and we are passing this action here, and keeping in mind that we are passing id here, because without id all the employee codes can be updated. So please note that this is mandatory to update a single record. So id, name, employee salary and password, and this is same as employee registration, as you can see here. Now you can see here there is no id in this class because we don't need this id here. id is auto incremented and automatically inserted in the table, but we need id here because we need to update a single employee code. Now you can see there is no id here, but in updation, because we are updating single employee code, so we will use id here. This is our update code. Just practice this. This is not a lengthy and hard code. We are using output as a parameter here because we are returning output. If we will use this out abc, then just copy this and paste this here with single at the rate, and keeping in mind that you need to change, you need to also change here. But if you are using here, then you also need to change this here. And in registration page also you will change here, because registration page will not work if you will change this. So no need to change this, actually forget about that. This is not our good practice, just forget about that. Okay, so just alter the procedure. Our procedure is successfully executed. Now our updated code is ready. As you can see, our update code is ready. There is no big issue with this. Now our update and cancel, on a cancel button, we will also make text box empty and update row visual false, because after cancellation we will not want to, we don't want to see this div. Update the div and we make these text boxes as empty. Now our update code is ready. Now rerun the project. Now just look at that comp, remove this and update this as 78,000 as salary position update. Actually there is some error. Now look at that, just put it breakpoint here and up click on update button. Okay, rerun the project. Just rerun the project. Click on update and put salary 12,000. Click on update and just press F10. ID is coming 1. Name is would be using okay. For the name is Archon. Salary, just look at that. Salary is coming 12,000 from text row. So now this is working properly and output is updated. We are getting output updated from here. We will change here, then we need to also change here. Now our successfully empty and visual equal to false and it is returning successfully updated. Okay, fine. Now you can see Sally is still getting old values because we are not winding full grid view with all employees after updated the records. So we will also call the wind grid view and wind employee grid method here, which we are calling on page load, because on page load we are calling this method, so we need to call this method on the, actually this is not on the method. We need to copy this, and this is not the method of grinding grid. This is only the method is taking the data from SQL server. So we will not call this method. We will paste this here. This will take the data from database refresh data, actually refresh data from database into dataset, and then this will bind the grid view again, updated grid view, actually after updating the records. Now just refresh this, continue, record updated, okay, click to update 12,000 record updated, and actually just rerun the project. 12,000, as you can see here, there is 12,000. Okay, now change the Jitendra Kumar Chaudhary salary, put at that, we will make it 9,000, and click on update button and press F5, record updated successfully. Now you can see there is 9,000. Just delete our breakpoint from here. Now we will change salary from 12,000 to 56,000, and click on update, record updated successfully. Now as you can see, record is updated, and you can also see this in SQL Server table. Yes, this is our code 56,000. Now we can also update using to Bhujvi. Okay, record updated successfully. Now as you can see, name is updated in SQL Server. Just press F5. This is our record. Yes, I just want to tell you something. Password is not showing because we are using text mode equal to password here. If we will remove this, then password will be showing on the, yes, this is our password. We will change this, then we will, this will show, this will update it. Okay, now you can see this in SQL Server as a new. Now I hope you understand this. Our updation, if we will click update, if we will click cancel, then this will remove our text box fields. Okay, this will make our text box fields as empty, clear, and update row is visual false. I hope you understand this. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, good night.